Good morning. Welcome to Straight Talk with Daily Tribune. Today we have two very important guests, Attorney Junefe G. Payot, Executive Vice President of Social Housing Finance Corp. And with him is Attorney Margarette Vista, Officer in Charge, Vice President for Central Luzon, and OIC Manager, Securitization and Funds Generation Division, also of SHAPC. Sir, ma'am, good morning. Welcome to Daily Tribune.
Thank you.
First, sir, could you introduce to us SHAPC and your ongoing programs right now?
So SHFC, or the Social Housing Finance Corporation, it's a GOCC, and its mandate is to implement social housing programs that cater to the informal and formal sector of the low-income segment of the population. So that's really our mandate. That's our market, because we believe that housing is a right, and everyone, regardless of your income level, we must ensure that everyone has access to housing. Adequate housing, not just housing but adequate housing.
Adequate housing. So when you say formal and informal sectors, medyo vague yung coverage nyo ng mga borrowers.
Yes.
Do you term them as borrowers, yung mga nag-a-avail sa inyong mga housing units?
They're borrowers, but we'd rather look at them as partners. Okay. Partner homeowners, no? We as much as possible, we try not to use the term even beneficiaries, because for us they're really partners. So once we go into a partnership with them, we help them, we assist them financially. So they're not really they're not inactive beneficiaries, but rather active partners. of SHFC. That's how we look at them.
Okay, so when you say partnership, how deep is the partnership? Kasi yung iba, 'di ba, it's client and parang customer relations, hindi wala nang after you avail of the loan or the amount you are asking from this company, wala na. Kayo, how deep is your partnership with the with your clients?
Okay. Our partnership with them is that people's process ko kasi kami. So when the way the term people's process, they kinakapacitate namin sila para they know how to go around yung sa process namin. It's like if they need yung sa requirement namin for the land, yung sa mga permits, we assist them para at least yung mga process nila hindi sila naiiwan, hindi nila alam nila what we are doing. Hindi lang yung submit ng mga permits. As much as possible, alam nila yung ginagawa nila. Another is that we consider them as partners kasi nga sila mismo yung magde-decide what to build as na bahay nila.
So may say sila, kung anong itsura,
yes,
kung saan yung titirhan nila.
Yes, sir. So you basically yung mga design magagaling kay contractor. Pero yung gagawin ni contractor na sa design is kung ano yung gusto ng association mismo.
Okay.
So up to that.
It's a group decision, in other words.
Yes, sir.
So they're involved from the very start.
So you don't deal with individual you deal with communities and groups of parang borrower partners, parang gano'n.
So our partnership is so strong because we look at housing not just in terms of the housing structure.
Yes.
So mas holistic yung pagtingin namin. It should also result in the empowerment of the community. So from the very start pa lang, we handhold them. So there's a very close handholding with the community. So hindi lang sila ang client na pag binigyan mo na ng pera for the houses, you leave them.
Maghihintay ka na lang ng bayad, yung amortization nila.
Even after they occupy their units, or even after the loan is taken out, we make sure that the community is sustainable, that they have access to basic services. May mga study kasi sa yung sa Philippine Institute for Development Studies na nagsasabi na in some government projects, after the communities move in, they are left to their own devices. So what happens is
Kanya-kanya.
kanya-kanya, and the community also becomes a slum again. So parang inilipat mo lang yung slum
sa
to
ibang
another area,
Islam pa rin.
but still
So you set guidelines, in other words. That's
Yes,
part of
yes.
the hand-holding process.
Yes. And we work closely with LGUs, so that and right now, before we take out a project, we make sure that the LGU would share, would share something in the project. So meron sila dapat itataya doon, whether sa pagbigay halimbawa ng site development. Some of them are willing to provide drainages, also some are willing to provide schools, yung mga ganun, and also sa pag-facilitate ng yung sa halimbawa sa subdivision plans, yung pag-approve nun,
medyo nakakapag-assist sila.
Facilitate nila yon.
Pero since siyempre dayo yan mga yan, strangers to that LGU or hindi ba tayo nagkakaroon ng problema na na tinatanggihan minsan ng kahit na halimbawa gusto ng mga community na identify nila this area, dito gusto namin lumipat.
What about the neighbors, in other words?
Yung parang ganon.
Baka
Hindi ba kayo nakaka-encounter ng mga ganon? Parang rejection, parang ganon.
That's why we should work closely with the LGUs, kasi kung basta-basta ka na lang kapasok doon, baka mag-create siya ng
It creates tension.
Social tension. Although may mga ganyan ng mga LGUs who require na dapat, let's say, 50% ng project na yon will go to their constituents.
Nila.
And then the other half for the
Sasabihin, mga saan ganun yan?
yung resettlement.
So may compromise.
Yes. Pwede namang mag-compromise.
Kasi halimbawa,
Pwede naman mag-compromise.
kasi sasabihin nila, dati yung mga taga-release, di ba? Just like parang may malaki kayong project dito sa South Hall from Tutuman to Calamba.
So, baka magnakaw lang yan.
Yun, yung mga ganung stigma.
lang yan.
May mga ganung stigma, di ba?
May mga ganung
So how do you address that stereotyping?
So by working very closely with the LGUs, and I think pag nakita naman ng LGUs when they work with the communities na hindi naman pala ganun, yung mga stereotypes pala ay mga stereotypes nga lang, no? Kasi I have worked with the urban poor groups for a very long time, and the stigma is
real.
Is undeserved. I think it's undeserved, no? Yung stereotypes na hindi sila magbabayad, they're violent, yung mga ganun. I think
ganun yung usual
their presence,
sa kanila.
di ba? Is a negative impact on the real estate,
yes,
di ba?
When in fact
Mababa yung valuation ng lupa namin dahil nandiyan kayo, di ba?
may mga ganun. Baka nga depende din sa pagkagawa ng bahay. Kasi may mga projects kami na sobrang ganda na yung mga katabing properties ay nagmahalan yung
nag-appreciate
may ganun din naman.
Sabihin,
nadala ng project ninyo yung
as long as hindi mag-slumify yung bagong projects.
doon papasok nga yung yung continuous partnership.
Yes, yung continuous hand-holding even after, para hindi maging blighted yung new community. Kaya we created a new
Cancer
unit.
kayo. You're a blight today.
Kayo sa
Mga salot.
mga salot yun yung mga unfair na pag-stereotype sa mga urban poor
But
groups.
you cannot you cannot blame others, di ba? Kasi may mga may mga model na ganyan, may mga government housing
Yes.
as
May
we pass
mga
by
ganun.
dito sa Osmeña Highway, nakikita nila maganda yung building, pero yung maintenance after the turnover, wala na. Makikita mo parang yun nga sabi niyo, you just transfer the slum to one area
to another
this,
slum.
you just parang nag-vertical slum ka lang.
slums minsan yung mangyari.
So mahirap sa inyong mga projects, walang ganon.
Wala pa namang ganun.
Wala pa naman so far.
And in fact, part ng Well, isa sa mga ginagawa namin is every month may mga site visits kami so that our board really knows what's going on sa
So
aming
may
mga
actual
projects.
ano talaga,
May mga site
actual
visit yung
engagement with the with the
yung mga board
homeowners.
members namin, we bring them sa mga new projects namin para makita nila, and they're quite impressed sa mga project namin kasi daw hindi mukhang slums, hindi mukhang slums yung aming
Maybe
mga project.
one factor of that yung na-maintain yung ano, 'di ba? Yung parang sense of yung sense of neighborhood
Yes,
na magkakakilala
exactly, yes.
sila,
Oo,
walang
oo.
dayo dito
Oo,
na
oo, oo.
baka tayo baboy,
That's-
'di ba? Yung mga
That's one of
ganon.
the reasons why we made sure na it's a community driven approach that we're employing, no? Kasi so ililipat sila as a community, so yung social networks nila are maintained like you said.
Oo, yung baga kakilala mo pa rin kung sino, may
makilala pa rin kayo.
mahihiraman ka ng kung anong
Oo.
pwede mong hiramin
So
diyan.
you will help each other and make sure parang meron ding may social pressure, no, kasi you feel that you are part of the community, so so each must do his part.
His
Kasi
part,
pag
may parang role
pag
playing
nagwala
lang.
yung isa baka
Parang role playing
apektado
lang.
lahat yung buong community.
Ngayon sir, anong mga malalaking mga projects nyo or along the nasa pipeline ngayon? Anong mga malalaking projects nyo so far?
Right now, sa amin nakipag-partner sa amin ng DOTR. So sa amin ngayon yung from Tutuban to Laguna segment ng
That stretch of
stretch sa po yun. So
people affected by rail line
by the
nire-relocate.
project po,
Nire-relocate
nire-relocate po namin. And right now we have there is still doing yung resettlement action plan po, pero we
Ongoing.
have already identified a potential relocation site for the
Which is in
affected
families.
community. Yung kwan po is located at Tansa, Cavite. It is a BSB property, so we had a G2 government to government transaction with them. And initially, we already paid an initial deposit for them, and we're still waiting for the approval of our offer to purchase the property. More or less 3,000 lots.
3,000 lots.
Individualized
Naka-discount
lots na rin
po kami
siya.
doon. Naka-discount kasi nga G2G siya, government to government.
I see. So, in pesos and cents, how large or how small is that project? It will how much will it cost, in other words, to
Almost
build houses for these guys?
For the lot acquisition pa lang ho, actually yung sa akin po, in charge with the lot acquisition lang ho. And based on our initial negotiation po, it would amount around 200 million.
200
For the
million.
property po ng BSP located at Tansa, Cavite.
Yung ano pa lang yung
Potentially
acquisition.
benefiting how many people or families?
More or less 3,000 na ho.
3,000 plus.
Parang lots. Parang 1:1 kasi individualized na po yung property. So, one lot per
Each house is how big for 3,000?
the model lot size for the subdivision is around 35 square meters po.
35.
So yung
So mas malaki dun sa 22 na 'di ba? May 22 na NHA di ba? 22 yung mga
Is that adequate space for, say, 4 or 5 people?
per family.
So, the parents plus 3 kids?
Pag mag-loft sila,
Pag mag-loft?
pwede.
Along the
Pwede.
model yung lahat ng
Pwede
models
loftable.
nyo.
pwede naman po
We
nila.
encourage na mag-loft kasi nga especially in the highly urbanized areas, no, para ma-optimize yung value ng land.
So yung Tansa na yun na na rin yun, kumbaga okay na rin dun sa mga marirelocate yung mga affected nung PNR project.
Based po dun sa initial, kasi may site visit na pong na-conduct before. Yung mga
Kasama
potential
sila,
beneficiaries.
kasama
Yes
sila.
po.
So yung
Marami
nila,
na pong-
na-organize na yung buong yung tatamaan ng mga settlers.
Ongoing po yung pag-organize sa kanila.
ongoing.
Pero may mga identified na ng mga communities pero baka hindi pa sila nakapag-register.
Oo.
So it's just a matter of registering with HLURB now HUD-C.
But the assurance is all of this, how many families are we talking about? Yung along yung PNR Tutuban to Calamba, ilan yung apektadong pamilya po?
more than 11,000 or 10,000.
So more than
ganun,
11,000.
Marami siya.
Marami rin, marami rin.
Marami din siya.
So yung assurance ng SHFC is to relocate all of these families. Yun yung
Yes.
agreement nyo with DOTC.
Yes.
DOTR.
Yes.
In a participatory manner. That's why we have the site visits, because we wanna make sure na alam nila kung saan sila lilipat, and they can say no if they wanna say
yun
no.
nga.
Or they can say yes kung gustuhan nila yung
Kasi
yung lupa.
ano yun.
But in the case yung of Tanza, I think they liked it kasi it's in a subdivision na. So develop na yung mga daan, yung mga ganun, may gate siya, malapit pa sa mall.
Nakita na rin nila.
Yes, sir.
So that's usually how it goes. Magkakaroon ng site visit ng communities kasi they really select the location.
So may say sila.
May say sila kung ano man yung most convenient sa kanila. Malapit sa schools, malapit sa hospitals, hindi ma-interrupt yung kanilang sources of livelihood, yung employment nila, yung mga ganun. Those are the things that they consider.
Kasi
When they choose
if you just build it there and you don't provide facilities for schools, for instance, for markets, or for what about capacitating people so that they actually live in the designated places, and then, di ba? Make it grow into a real community.
yes, real community. So
Yung hindi lang kukunin nila yung property, buy it, and then kumbaga i-flip lang and then go somewhere else, di ba?
Oo. May mga
So, do you
ganun
build
na
schools, di ba? Do you
nangyayari.
build markets? Do you build facilities,
we-
water,
we-
mga ganon, sanitation?
We don't fund those, pero by working closely with LGUs, they can make sure they will be advised na magkakaroon sila ng additional na constituents. So now they will make sure na may budget for this new community that will become part of
tapos
of their
kailangan ng mga
city.
facilities.
Halimbawa, sa Bacoor, si Mayor Lani, no? Nag-propose na siya na magpapagawa sila ng school malapit sa community namin, and all they're asking is we donate part of the land para sa school. So may ganun naman silang
Ganun lang.
openness,
Kumbaga,
mga-
yung land sa inyo, yung construction sa kanila sa LGU.
Pero iniisip pa namin kung how we will do it in such a way na hindi kami makuha doon sa
technical.
ma-technical sa pag-donate ng lupa.
Land
Pero
sa
willing na
LGU.
willing sina Mayor Lani na mag-provide ng services na kailangan ng mga tao, because they recognize nga na may additional
Malapit
ito
lang
na-
yung Bacoor. Anong mga
Bacoor, no?
anong mga beneficiary nyo dun sa Bacoor project?
Meron doon, galing sila sa mga waterways ng Metro Manila.
Yung mga clearing operations
Yes,
along the waterways. Okay.
Tapos yung second phase naman nung project will be for the constituents of Mayor Lani na.
So yun na
may
yung
phase
sweetener.
Parang may ganun, may mga ganun.
Phase 2 for the locals.
Para matuloy.
Inuna mo na yung mga transplants, in other words.
Yes,
And then there's,
transplant muna ng mga tao.
kasi butante din yun.
So yung yun so far yun yung siguro pinakamalaking project, single project nyo, no? Yung 11,000 affected families along this PNR Calamba Road.
Yung malaki din dati namin yung project for those who lived in the waterways.
Ilang yun pala, ilang yun, ilang families
Marami-rami
yun?
din yun kasi out of the 50 billion fund, around 9 or 10 were coursed through SHFC.
Okay.
So 1/5 noong 110,000 families went to
Sa inyo,
SHFC for
yun. Okay. So malaki
and,
yun.
and based on that experience,
20,000 plus.
nakita, yes, mga ganun.
20,000
So
plus.
so based on that experience na nakapag-resettle kami in a participatory manner, ganyan. Yun kasi ang parang international standards na dapat may say yung mga tao sa pag-relocate sa kanila, hindi lang
Tama,
basta-basta
tama.
na itatapon mo lang.
Kasi yun yung
tao
nangyayari
dyan.
sa ibang mga housing projects natin. That's why tetenga sila na after ng iiwanan na lang or
Babalik ulit sila doon sa
babalik ulit dun kung saan sila inalis.
And that's why the DOTR chose na makipag-partner with SHFC kasi JICA's also helping them, JICA and
Tama,
ADB.
JICA yung
Anong role ng JICA? Funding?
Funding sa technical part
So TA. So it's a grant.
Riles.
May grant silang
Parang
binigay.
may grant silang binigay sa DOTR.
For the feasibility study.
Pero yes, pero kasi part nga they recognize nga na pag may mga projects, this will affect some ISFs, no? At meron silang mga guidelines, mga international guidelines on how you do a humane and just relocation. And they saw that in the way we do things, kaya they said let's
So
work
parang
with
support
SSFC.
parang na-recognize kayo ng
Yes,
JICA. So apart from this partnership with government agencies na nagbibigay sa inyo ng di ba, ng pondo. Saan nyo kinukuha yung pondo nyo to extend this housing loans to your to community borrowers?
For many years, we sourced our funds through the CISFA. That's a law. It's a comprehensive shelter financing act, something like that. Which provided a certain amount for the community mortgage program. Pero nung maubos na yon, ang sabi sa amin ay use your reflows from that
From existing programs.
Yes, from existing na mga receivables namin. And yun nga yung those are the receivables that we are now securitizing.
So how much is that?
Our receivables right now are about 17.2 billion, but we will only securitize 2.3 billion.
These are the properties that continuously provide you with revenues.
Yes, and there are some criteria. Maybe Atty. Margarette can discuss the criteria.
Ito yung cash flow, bale, di ba?
So, based doon po sa receivables namin, we have the data for the receivables, and then we have a set of criteria in which we will filter that, like it should be yung community association, there must be at least 100,000 remaining outstanding balance, and the individual account must be at least 10,000 individual outstanding balance. Yung mga ganung criteria. And then after we filter
para sustainable.
Para based on that the set of criteria, we will derive with the asset pool. And so yung asset pool na yon is equivalent to 2.3 billion po siya. So that will be securitized po. We will sell it to a special purpose trust, and then si special purpose trust na pong bahala magbenta sa mga investors po.
I see. Okay. So, yung 2.3 billion is, kumbaga, has a lifetime of, 5 years?
At least 5 years po ang remaining loan term po nila sa amin.
So, yun yung sineparate na, ito yung pool na in-extract nyo from the 17.2.
17.2. So, 2.3 lang po yung eligible accounts. And then, after po pag nabenta na po kay investors, yung proceeds po nun, yun po yung babalik sa amin. So, instead of waiting for the remaining 5-year terms of paying ng loan amortization, we will have it na. Tapos parang, si investors na po yung babayaran ni MB. We will remit it to investors na lang. So, once we receive the proceeds from the sale, we can, ready na po, we have an additional funding to cater sa mga clients po sa mga partners po namin na ISFs.
So, kumbaga, in advance nyo lang yung di ba?
Yes,
you sell it and then turn around and build new homes for the underprivileged.
And the funds that will be generated through the securitization can assist as many as maybe 11,000 ISFs or informal settler families.
Yung 2.3 na yan.
Yes, they can use
11,000.
that to acquire land. Okay, so for example, if they need a loan of 200,000 for land acquisition, so yung 2.3 million na yun will help around 11,000.
So kasama na yung si Tanza project.
Iba pa yun kasi meron din siyang own yan na funds from DOTR.
That Cavite project that we talk about, hindi siya beneficiary dito sa 2.3.
Hindi siya beneficiary.
So yung 2.3 na makukuha nyo,
So saan yun
lang
i-apply?
sa inyo lang mga borrowers na directly sa inyo.
Yes,
Hindi galing dun sa mga ibang government.
So ano yung mga pipeline projects that will benefit from the 2.3 billion securitization program?
Maraming mga pipeline projects kasi
Ano yung high up there in the priority ranking?
No, tapos sa area, sir. Kung
Oh,
anong
saan
area,
yun?
Luzon,
Yung mga
Visayas,
area,
Metro
oh.
Manila.
Which areas
Yung concentration ng ano.
ma-apply yun?
Yung sa pipeline ho namin, we have a list of projects naman na ho for the sa pipeline. Pero ngayon ho, since nasa preparatory stage po lang ho, kami we're on the stage pa lang ho determining which project will benefit from that. Kasi
Because
requirement
anyway,
din kasi requirement din po kay HLURB na identified namin which community association yung magbe-benefit from the
Specific
proceeds.
project.
In other words, you can only, you will eventually identify
Yes, sir.
which areas the 2.3 will be applied on pagka natapos na yung securitization mismo.
Hindi, ongoing na po na
Pag-identify,
pag-identify.
Sabay-sabay, in other words.
So
Yes,
kung
sir.
sino yung most ready, then we go ahead with the most ready na
ready.
community.
Kasi we have to secure like certification pa kay HLURB din. And I think one of the requirements before you can secure that certification is we have to submit the identified projects for that where we will use the
It has to come before
yes.
you actually sell it,
We
yung-
at least may identified
may-
projects na kami for
kung saan siya i-apply.
Saan siya gagastos?
So,
Next,
when can you complete this securitization process? Do you have a timeline? Can it be done within the year? Hindi na.
hindi na ho, sir. So
Too late
kasi
na.
we still have to comply with the due diligence na requirement. So
Meaning yung
second,
ine-evaluate na yung mga areas.
ano yung projects?
Oo.
aside from doon,
Yung projects nasa pipeline na yung karamihan doon kasi next year naka-target kami na dapat we should produce 35,000 units.
Housing
Yun
units.
yung commitment namin sa GCG. And so bago ka gumawa ng ganung commitment, you should make sure na meron na yung mga projects na yun, although they are at various levels of readiness. No? But I think most of them are ready for takeout kung once
About a
may
third of your
pondo lang.
commitment pala yung 11,000 yung sa sa
from
tansa.
the
Yes, a
from
third
the target.
kung
Third kung
that
kasama yung
can be funded with a 2.3 billion na
ang attraction for the for this asset pool is this will qualify as a compliance for
yes.
the say how do you call this the reserve
Balanced housing requirement.
balanced housing requirement.
Kasi may
So si property developer siya yung market for that.
yes.
So,
Kasi
so ang kan ko kasi yan kaya yung market mo namin basically are the developers. Kasi ang
Ito yung mga big
ang cash
guys.
mo namin kaya we're going to securitize our assets kasi may market na ho kami. And aside from na mabe-benefit si social housing and our partners, mabe-benefit din si developers kasi nga it will be a
in compliance
with the balanced housing requirement, which is equivalent to at least 15% of the project cost
for
subdivisions.
for subdivision or 5% for condominiums.
for condo. Okay. Yun yung attraction niya.
attraction niya.
Yun yung
Pwede siyang
intrinsic
pang-compliance.
value ng
Pwede siyang pang-compliance.
what you're selling. And sa'yo, ang payback sa inyo is you now have the funds to underwrite your housing program.
Yes.
Which in this case, kasama na yung isa 11,000 doon sa Cavite project.
Yung sa 11,000,
Hindi pa.
yung funding for that will come from the DOTR.
DOTR. Yun yung 10 billion yan. 10 billion. So yung securitization, hindi naman sa kinukulang kayo ng kinukulang
Ina-advance
ng
lang nila.
pondo. Parang gano'n.
Binenta nila.
Tsaka
and then ito na
parang
lang.
may compliance lang na may certain yun, batas ba yun o kinukomply niya?
Nagkukulang siya ngayon kasi we tried requesting
Money from the DBM.
from the DBM pero yung binigay nila
Medyo kulang.
medyo kulang. That's why this will really help fill that gap
Oo.
dun sa binigay na
Magkano magbinigay
ng DBM
sa
sa atin.
iyo ni ano? Ni DBM. Wala mo.
Para
DBM.
para ma-meet
O
nyo
kasi
yung
ibang
quota
ibang
sa
ano
inyo.
pa yun, ano kasi you have
Oo.
this housing gap to fill,
Oh,
di ba?
mm,
And then you are only given so much.
yes.
So instead of closing that gap, nagwa-widen pa rin siya kasi
Nagwa-widen
inadequate yung ano.
Yung gap.
Budget.
Hindi makahabol.
Oh, hindi siya nakakahabol.
Oo. So, pagka ganyan sir, kasi parang, di ba yung mga ibang mga ano natin, housing agencies natin, they are, yung ano nila, yung bigay nila ng housing loans is based on membership. Kayo ngayon, community-based kayo.
It's community-based.
How is your collection pagka mga ganon? Hindi ba kayo namumroblema sa pag-collect ng mga amortization from your borrowers, partners?
Since ano nga siya, since community driven siya, meron silang sense of community na they're looking after each other. So each individual ISF will really pay. Kaya mataas-taas yung aming CR. Considering na ang client market namin or ang partners namin ay mga very low income.
Ano yung
ISF.
collection rate niyo?
70 hanggang 80, no? which is quite high na considering yung market segment.
4.3.
What happens to the 20%?
Yung 20% medyo matagal sila na nag-arrears na matagal na
Highly delinquent na talaga siya.
so what we're doing
highly delinquent.
Oo.
So how do you deal with that?
for the longest time we refrained from proceeding
Foreclosure.
yung
Foreclosure.
sa foreclosure kasi nga
Kasi to begin
parang
with, di ba? To begin with, this
homeless
was
nga
supposed,
sila. Na parang it's against our mandate, or our principle
i-dispossess
that,
mo na naman sila
that
ulit.
housing is a right, di ba? Housing is a right nga eh. That's why we're trying to generate more funds para ensure that
So
right
it has to be a
is
balance kasi
being
di ba?
upheld.
Pag hindi mo naman in-enforce yung terms, they will have that
Yes, also-
mendicancy mindset, di ba?
So right now what we're doing is meron kasi yung court ngayon yung small claims courts. I think that was started around
Small
9
claims
years
court, mga 100,000 or less,
Yes,
di ba?
yung mga ganon. So, para lang masampulan yung iba.
Pinapailan.
Pinapailan namin. Isa in one community or one
para
barangay.
lang-
para
para lang
mag-spread
kumalat.
yung mas kumalat.
To put the fear of God.
Yes, fear of God in them.
Okay.
So, ginagawa na namin yun.
Malas
Manginig ka.
Malas na
Dadalhin
masampulan.
kita. Ihahabla kita.
malas naman nung isang nasasampulan.
And it worked.
Effective po siya.
After no tumataas, tumataas yung
tumataas
compliance.
yung mga
Kasi nandun naman sila, di ba? Yung occupancy nyo is high din siguro yung occupancy nyo kasi nga yung may sense of
It's
neighborhood
not
eh.
nice to be
Minsan,
dispossessed. Diba? It's
Minsan
not nice.
kasi hindi lang yung capacity but yung willingness na magbayad ba.
Bayad.
Yung iba may capacity naman pero
Ayaw lang.
Ayaw lang.
Pero yun nga, ano ba yung way of payment sa inyo is how do you collect? Sila ba nagbabayad sa mga bayad center or pupunta mismo sa office ng Shopsy?
Yung iba
Yung iba ho, they directly pay sa head
Sa
office
inyo?
namin o kaya sa satellite offices namin. Yung iba ho, pwede po sa through land bank.
Alan
Oo,
pa.
naka-
sila magbabayad pwede.
So yun lang yung ano nyo,
Yes,
partner
sir.
ano nyo na.
What steps have you
Yes.
taken to make it more convenient
Oo,
for
kasi
this
sa
bus?
land bank,
Kasi kung minsan tatamarin ka lang dahil ang
Mahaba
layo.
pila.
Di ba? Mga ganun eh.
Oo.
It's human. Eh, di ba?
Oo,
It's
kaya
it's
yung
normal-
pagdating sa bangko, mahaba ang pila.
mahaba ang pila.
Mm.
Ayoko sa land bank
Ubusin
eh. Land bank Malacanang, ang haba ng pila dyan. Ayoko magbayad dyan, di ba?
Diba?
We are
And these are
We
things
are-
that affect collection. di ba?
oo.
Ito intangible to, pero these are real things.
So right now we are in negotiations with DBP kasi pwede silang
As we
mag-provide.
in-expand yung
Oo. DBP
Collection
kasi
na.
meron
collection.
kasi silang
Oo.
they have a partnership with 7-Eleven, yung iClick ba yun? So
Oh, yeah.
so we can also access that kung mag-push through yung
Kasi
Mga
parang
negotiations
malaking
namin.
factor yun, yung accessibility ng
Accessibility, oo.
ng pagbabayad.
Kasi digital payments na rin, in other words.
Oo,
Yes.
pwede din sa by phone.
by
na lang.
phone.
Oo, by phone.
Pero
na
right
lang.
now, wala pang
Wala pa. Although,
concrete
Fi-
doon.
it's a
Visit na
plan,
sila
it's
sa
a
amin.
plan.
Yeah, yes, it's in the plan.
To
ang
make it
ginagawa
easier
namin-
for people to pay with their
Yes,
phone.
oo. And then,
that's a nice one.
meron rin kaming mga grassroots teams na pumupunta sa mga
Collector.
communities.
Community.
para i-activate yung community kasi minsan parang yung sense of community nila as I mean as an organization parang nawawala. Parang
para lang para revitalize yung yung kung ano
baka wala ng elections, wala ng new set of officers, mga ganun.
kanya-kanya na uli.
So i-reactivate namin sila and then that's
But
when
you
they
don't
start.
collect hindi sila nagbabayad ng as a group. Individual pa rin.
Ang payment po namin is as a group.
As a group
So,
pa rin.
we have an agreement with
So
the
nire-report
association.
lang nila doon kung sino yung delinquent na hindi nagbayad. Yung mga nagbayad, pino-forward sa inyo. Okay. So organized talaga
Yes,
yung
yes.
Sila talaga
community.
See, they select a few
they
people among
have
themselves.
officers po.
Yung mga officers
Yung
sila.
officers po nila is
So parang
naka-register din kay HLURB.
may homeowners association
Parang
ng
yes,
yan po.
is LURB lang,
So,
hindi siya sa
required
SEC.
siya.
May
Yes.
taga-collect, may taga-palo. To ensure that compliance is, di ba, as high as possible.
Yung occupancy rate nyo, kasi yung ibang housing ng gobyerno, iniiwan, di ba? Yung kayo.
Yung occupancy rate namin, mataas na siya kasi from the very start, may identified ka na ng mga tao.
At saka gusto nila.
Gusto
kasi
nila.
Sila nagsabi na
So,
gusto nila
100% yun
namin
at the start.
So they chose the location.
Tapos yung design.
Yung design din, tapos may involvement din sila sa pag-monitor nung construction itself, no? So they cannot say later na ayaw namin yan kasi nag-involve sila
namin gusto yan Pero in terms of livelihood, meron bang gano'n para at least yung ibang meron din ba kayong programa na gano'n para lang ma-maintain din sila doon sa area?
To help people stay in the
Yes,
community.
part siya ng sustainability ng isang community na after they take out the loan,
They will actually stay there.
you don't leave them or that they will actually stay there kasi meron silang
Gagawin. May
livelihood.
livelihood.
So we've done that sa aming mga communities.
Tulad ng
may sewing machine sa gold mine, that's in Quezon City. Sa Palawan naman yung sa cashew making, no?
Yeah.
Cashew making, and then some other projects. So nag-start lang kami niyan this year na talagang ano na siya, institutionalized na siya. We have a unit that
meron ng
for
internal yung
livelihood.
SHAPSI na in charge sa
In other
livelihood.
words, providing housing and livelihood at the same
Yes,
time.
so very holistic siya. So housing and livelihood.
Training o actual talaga na ano na kagad? Parang partnership with the business.
May mga equipment, so may training and also yung mga tools, yung equipment na nila.
Pinoprovide ng SHAPSI yun.
Yes, so
okay.
sa case ng gold mine, we provided them with sewing machines. So
Gold mine,
ngayon,
Gold
Gold Mine HOA yung name nila.
Akala ko it's actually digging.
No.
Yung name lang.
Yun yung name nung ano nila.
So right
Ng
now
Gold
ho,
Mine.
yung si Gold Mine, parang nakatap na po sila sa ibang schools. So sila na yung nagsusuno ng mga uniforms for some schools na siya. So nakakontrata na sila.
So yung community na yung naggagawa nun.
So yung
Parang
machines
subcontracted by Gold Mine.
so ang nangyari, yung proceeds nila doon, yun yung part of that.
Halos pambayad.
Pinambabayad na po nila sa kanila amortization.
Kasi parang wala nang rason, di ba? Pumili ka ng tirahan, binigyan ka ng ng hanap buhay. Kasi hindi ka pa magbabayad.
yung beneficiaries ba ng 2.3 securitization program, Luzon area or is that somewhere else in the Philippines?
That's all over the Philippines.
All over?
Kung sino lang yung pinakaunang ready, we assist them.
So you have programs that affect the IFS sa Cebu.
Meron din.
Davao.
And we try to make sure na yung mga at the highest risk, yung mga nasa foreshore, mga riverbanks, yun yung mga inuuna namin.
As it turns out, yung Cagayan din pala, di ba?
Oo, sa Sendong, sa Cagayan de Oro, no? So inuuna namin yung mga most vulnerable na communities.
These are programs also for the IPs.
IPs, meron din po.
So you have for the Mangyan, for instance, in Mindoro.
Meron. So meron kaming
Or yung
mga
mga
modalities.
Manobo in Mindanao,
Oo.
yung mga ganun.
May mga iba't iba kaming mga modalities. So
What about
may vertical
Muslim
science.
communities? Do you have programs for that also?
Yes, we also
Yes.
have we also have a program for them, and incidentally si Attorney Garrett nga yung nag-spearhead nung ano namin ng Islamic finance. So, Islamic housing finance. So right now we're in the stage na
Drafting the guidelines, the
we're
framework.
drafting the guidelines, we're training
Oh, so
our own
special ano
people.
yun?
Oh,
Bawal ano dun, di ba?
Special program
bawal
yun.
bawal interest.
Bawal yung interest,
sa
oh.
utang. Sino
So,
magpapa?
so there are arrangements naman. Hindi bawal yung markup.
Kasama
bawal
yan
yung
sa ano?
interest.
Kasama yan sa 2.3.
Pwede,
Pwede
oh,
po. Kasi ang requirement naman po sa Islamic is kailangan may nakaalat po na fund for the Islamic. And then from that, hindi po kasi dapat siya pwedeng tainted na yung may interest. So, dapat kung nakaalat siya for Islamic,
halal
iikot
siya.
na lang siya kay Kwenho. So, yung ginagawa namin ngayon na guidelines, talagang no interest. So,
Kasi bawal
ang
siya.
requirement naman po as long as transparent kung ano yung ini-impose mo sa kanila na expenses.
Markup.
Have you actually pursued a program like that? I mean, you have an ongoing project for the
Actually,
Muslim community? Wala pa.
we still don't have po. Kasi ang requirement to be a Sharia compliant na project, we have to establish a Sharia council. So, which is, yun yung next step ng kanho namin.
That council hasn't been formed yet.
It's not yet
Hindi pa.
formed po.
So andun pa lang kayo sa guidelines phase pa lang.
Guidelines
Yes. We
phase.
already have it, pero we still have to have it approved and certified as Sharia compliant by the board ng Sharia.
When you have that guidelines in place, what happens next? Where do you plan to actually
Ang
pursue a
initial
program
target
like
po
that?
namin for that guidelines kasi is yung affected ng Marawi siege.
So Marawi.
Oh.
Marawi sa
Yun ang priority area.
Oh, yun po.
Marawi,
Hinihintay
Zamboanga,
na po nila
Basilan.
actually
Oo,
yun.
hinihintay nila.
Can that program be actually be on the ground by next year perhaps?
Yes, I would say na it can start.
Have
next
you
year.
identified the community? You have identified the community. But what about the people that will actually compose that program?
We hired a consultant at siya ang nagsuggest nung mga those who can be part
The
of the council.
council.
So meron siyang mga ano, and these are really good consultants. Meron siyang ano, may master siya in Islamic finance from the UK.
So, Filipino yan.
Yes, yes.
Filipino.
He's Filipino and he studied in the UK. And then we also had two short courses or
Training, short training.
workshops
Islamic.
with experts from Malaysia. Kasi in the world,
So first time itong pag ano nyo sa mga Islamic communities, pag build up nyo ng mga projects or ngayon lang kayo.
Is there a demand for
Oo, yun.
Yes po, kasi actually may mga from our previous projects we already have Muslim beneficiaries clients.
Pero kasama sila with
They have
the other,
though
they are
it's
forced to join the
Hindi yung
Oh.
hindi yung solid na
Sila,
Islamic talaga community.
parang it's against their beliefs pero parang
They have
they're
to
forced
avail
to
that.
Para
join them.
Para
Oo,
magkabahay.
naman pala sila. Kasi,
Oo,
di ba?
oo.
They are forced to adapt
avail,
to avail of a
oo.
program that's
Against
haram
their
for them.
beliefs.
Against
Oo.
haram for them na
Kaya,
hindi halal.
hindi halal nga.
Hindi
Kaya
halal for them.
talagang pinupush po namin yung Islamic financing.
Tsaka may mga anecdotal lang na mga evidence sa Marawi na yung mga pamilya daw they hide their money sa mga
Mga
vaults
Maranaw,
nila.
mga
Oo.
ganun yung
Oo, they don't use the banks kasi nga may interest
halal,
doon.
hindi ayaw nila ng
Hindi daw
interest.
pwede. That's what some people say. Kaya we thought we should be catering dito sa grupo na to because they also deserve housing because we say housing is a right, no? Adequate housing is a right, and when you say it's adequate, it's also culturally adequate, meaning you respect their culture, their religion.
Tapos doon din yun, siyempre, doon din sa Marawi area, yung projects na yan.
Yes.
Yung, kung ang may mga beneficiary, Maranao.
Nag-start kami sa Zamboanga, although strictly speaking that was not really Islamic finance. But it was more
Culturally sensitive.
yes, that's our term.
Culturally
Yes,
sensitive.
that's the term that we use. It's culturally sensitive housing for Muslims in Zamboanga, no? Yung design ng house nila merong tawag dito, may element ng kanilang kultura. So may say sila doon sa pag-design ng bahay
Pero
nila.
yung structuring ng loan, ganun din.
Ganon din yung restructuring ng loan. So in a way
Hindi lang yun doon sa
forced-
physical structure, kundi yung pag-craft pa lang ng borrowing program. Kumbaga, I mean, yung financing.
Initially, yung nangyari
It was not really Islamic financing. Pero it was just culturally sensitive. Pero it was a good start na. From then on, we said,
Saan yan?
sa
Sa
Zamboanga.
Well,
After the
was
siege din, after the siege.
Yes. After the siege din, mga 2016, 2017.
In 2013
Kasi you do
yung
have
siege.
an experience na pala.
Although hindi nga siya strictly speaking, hindi siya Islamic finance. Parang ano lang,
So,
yung
cultural
pag-design ng
sensitive.
bahay, and then we make sure that we consulted the
How many
Muslim
families?
elders.
How many families were?
Mga 100 plus yun, mga 130 siguro yun sila.
Doon din sa site nila mismo na
Nag-resettle sila.
They moved to other
Nag-resettle
barangay.
sila.
But
Sa
within
Marawi,
Zamboanga.
potentially how many families will benefit from such program?
Marami-rami din, marami-rami. Kasi right now, nakapag-identify nga kami ng 1,500 who live within the 3-meter easement nung Lanao Lake, and then yung Agus River, no?
No, kasi papagandahin yun.
Kasi papagandahin siya. So, yun ay within the 3 meters lang, pero marami pang iba na hindi
beyond that
prioritized.
place talaga.
Beyond that issue.
Displaced sila, beyond that easement. So, 1.5 na yun within the 3 meter
Yun lang.
easement
Yung
lang, pero how much more yung
lang.
iba nasa loob na mismo
Lanao
ng
Lake. Okay. So, with that, Atty. Payot, any parting words? Medyo ubos na yung oras natin. Any parting words to our viewers?
Okay, so we are from Social Housing Finance Corporation. We believe that housing, or the right, that adequate housing is a right, and when you say it's a right, there must be a duty bearer, no? And we see ourselves as the duty bearers who must uphold that right. And that's why we're into flexible, affordable, innovative, and responsive housing, so that we make sure that that every Filipino will have access to adequate housing. Kaya po ginagawa natin yung mga arrangements such as the securitization para ma-ensure that there is a continuous source of funds for our low-income families.
Okay. With that, thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye for now.
Bye for now.